Smooth transition. Awesome sauce. All right, we gotta pop this chat out so that I can actually have the game up. Go other screen. Sorry, I should be more organized before I hit the start button, but that's how it goes. There we go. We got chat out, and now we got Discord out so we can see the voice chat. If y'all want to join, we got the Discord voice up and going, and yeah, relax, chill. Got to grind stupid hostile streams. What's up, Gids? Wow, that's how we're starting off today, apparently. It's Lego. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Henry Sims, how are you? Rev, is Gorkon or Khan better on Sally against Armadas? Ooh, oh man, coming in with the hard hitters. Honestly, depends on the length of the battle. Because if you're hitting more crits in a long battle, obviously that's going to be beneficial. But in general, you're getting more actual damage out of running Gorkon. So Gorkon better. That doesn't mean Gorkon is better in all instances. But in terms of going against Khan and Armadas, I would have Gorkon on there for no other reason. You want Hope Breach active, giving you an 80% bonus in your DPR. So more maximum damage versus more sustainability. Here and there. Starting off with the questions hot, early. Okay, I'm here for it. Also, I need to turn the tunes down just a smidge. There we go. I just want to like in the background. I want it there, but I don't want it there. You know what I mean? What's up, Rooster, Aaron, Hugo, Subster? How you doing? Serve 144, shout out to you, man. Looking for 39s and 40s. Destroying poor enterprises because we have finally locked out a faction. Look at me. Look at me. Look at that. A locked out faction. Who am I? Who am I but a guy? Just another guy who's halfway to another enterprise. Just drop like candy now. That's how it always goes. What's up, Johanna? How you doing? Aaron says, thanks for the awesome videos. Have one question. What level does your Mayflower have to be to reach the Soul System? Whew, okay, so let's swap in our Mayflower. So we got a tier 5. So that means we've got a warp range, because I've not bought that, of 33. And then if you want to come up here and look at Soul, see this warp range is 40. So with Scotty, I think it's tier 7. So I click this one. It's going to knock it up 3. So with a max Scotty at tier 6, a tier 6 warp, you can get to Soul. So tier 6. Thank you. Yeah, that honestly, I don't really deserve congratulations because I was so lazy when it came to faction locking that I should have done it forever ago. So I don't know if I really deserve massive praise, but I do thank you. And I'm going to blame it on a mixture of laziness and running multiple accounts and making videos and talking on Discord. So I'm going to blame everything but myself. So I'm a good person. Lego says skip the flower and get the Sally. Logical argument to be made there. Really is. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? I was actually just talking to you in Discord, so I know how you're doing. You're doing fine. I was literally just talking to you. But good morning. It's 8 p.m. for me. 2,000 hours. 2011, if you want to be specific.
You got to answer on the phone. Are you wearing any pants?
Oh, wow. Okay. Ram Vampire, we're going to mute you for a bit because that was some loudness. Man of War, Shinjo, so y'all are in the Discord. How are y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. I'm chasing a scout in a slow freaking auger, so hoping nobody gets it before I do.
Good luck.
Jesse said, Jesus says a ship collector never skips ships. True, but you don't necessarily have to like max it out. You can just build it. I mean, I've got some pretty weak ships that are just built. Like, let's scroll over here. Like this brand new hijack D3. It's just for building. I mean, I ain't done anything with it. I've got a Vocalus that's tier 1. Haven't done anything with it. So, yeah, I mean, as a ship collector, definitely get what you're coming at, but you got to at least build them. You got to at least build them. Hey, Kenny, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Just listening then to you saying just build them. I've got D3 blueprints, but I don't want to build it because I want to save up for my auger.
Well, mate, just build it. That's all. Just don't put anything into it. Just build it and enjoy.
Yeah, but I mean, is that going to make any difference?
It is, because when you have the car show in the Sol system, you can park like, look at this. You ain't got this. Look at this. Look at this. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna pull up in my fleet. I'm gonna have my pimped out Mayflower, my pimped out Legionary, and my pimped out D3. Be like, look at all this hijack. Y'all know about this hijack?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I got 20 odd blueprints of the Mayflower hijack, Mayflower and hijack D3. I've got 20 odd blueprints of each of those from the last event. You got blueprints.
Jesus, I did scrap my Max Vocalus. You're right. I scrapped it. I scrapped that, my Kumari. I did not scrap my North Star because I only have one and I want to keep the skin alive.
Yeah,
so.
I've got my full North Star, but I'm not going to build the other one because...
What's up, Brian? Shout out. Dino, shout out. How y'all doing? I need to get y'all's alliances in here. It's too quiet. We need to get more people. I know it's a Saturday night. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. Y'all don't go clubbing. Y'all are a bunch of nerds. Y'all aren't partying or anything. Come on. Get in here.
It's Sunday morning where I am.
Yeah, Sunday morning. You got to get ready for Mass.
Nah.
Can't be a good boy, go to Mass.
Give me my bread.
We just get like little wafers. We don't even get bread.
I've got the wine, you just give me the bread.
Brian, shout out, sir, for 30. How you doing? Joe says, without using Fed morale crews, what is a good crew for a Centurion versus a Sally? Ooh, I love how you threw in the wrinkle there without using morale. So, a couple things you can do. So, wrong button. Let's go to our Officers tab, and we'll talk about some Centurion loadouts. Sort by group. And one thing I do love doing on the Centurion versus Sally, and it depends on where your Centurion's at and where that Sally's at, but you can run the Carol bait crew, putting Carol as captain, and then putting secondary officers to build on your own attack power. Carol, then of course, you let them attack you, bring them in, and their captain's ability of applied science is going to decrease their weapons damage, which will really help if they hit you with a big hit from the gun. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I got Pan today. We're working on getting all these new augments, but the mistakes are made, so he's the one that does the self-applying hull breach that we're going to test out and increases impulse speed. So he's like a claw mixed with it's a weird ability. We'll explain how it works when we get him. You see, I'm real close to the other two. Anyway, back to Centurion build-outs. I'm assuming that you don't have maxed out Myrics and stuff, which give you a great damage against Federation ships. You can also want to run Yuki. The quicker you can take the shield down on the Saladin, the better. So putting Yuki as captain is going to help you in your PvP. And then secondary abilities to focus. Man, you can't use Zhao either because that requires morale. Kill him and make his morale such a good loadout against Sally's. But if you've got your anti-factions up, Myric, then having Yuki as captain, and even running Decius on the side can help out quite a bit there. Marcus, because he's kind of broken and using armor piercing right now, that's not helpful. Especially, not that it necessarily would be with the shield piercing, but the armor piercing definitely not going to help you out against the interceptor. Zal, especially because he would have the synergy, would be great to have with Kirk, but you said no morale. If you cheat and use Kirk, Zal, and Yuki, you got a really nice loadout. Next, let's see, we got another question here. Do I think that it's getting easier than what it was for free-to-play? No doubt. The only issue is, and I kind of talked about this in my video earlier, it's really hard for you to notice how easy it is because of how big the whales are. I mean, I can tell you that the free-to-play grind is way easier right now than it was a year ago. Way easier. But you also have level 44s running around with, you know, Kelvins and stuff that are smacking you in the face. So it feels like you're still weak as ever, but it's way easier than it was a year ago. Anybody have voice agree, disagree?
Well, what I will say is that, right, Rev, I don't know if you know that my mum started this game after I started playing it free to play.
Yeah, now she's trying to catch up to you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because she had to start another account, but she's now at level 29, coming up to level 30, and that was only like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there are several free-to-play players I know who are already in the low 30s, and a couple who are close to getting the Enterprise. I don't have anybody confirm yet that it's free-to-play grinded in Enterprise, but a couple I know that are getting close.
Oh, no.
So,
let me be clear, she was not playing free-to-play.
Yeah, I know. I was just talking to people in chat here. Yeah, it's, there's nothing wrong with spending a little bit. I mean, I think I'm at $100 so far.
I spent quid on the mod thing, so I mean, 20 quid's not too bad.
I think I'm a little over $100 on server 43 so far. I spend a little bit because I don't feel like waiting. Brian says I said the D3 was garbage a long while back. Okay, I never said the D3 was garbage. I'm pretty sure I ranked it low in my top 10 of the 20s video because the Vidar came out. I still never said it was garbage. Back before the Mayflower got buffed, it was way better than the Mayflower. But it basically got knocked down due to improvements in the game.
It's quite fast. It's quite a good-looking ship as well, I'll say.
I like it better than I like the D4, which I feel is grossly underpowered for its level tier.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Ship ability is just not near as good as the other two, so that's problematic for a lot of people. D4 can still be good. I mean, there's a level like 47 on my server who smacks my auger with his D4 all the time, and of course he's going to win. But you know, pound for pound, same level, same tier, same research. It's the weakest of the three.
See, with the auger, what tier are you best to be situated at level?
This auger is tier 8, so it's a fresh tier 8 auger.
But say, right, so how much resources will I need
to get to a tier 8?
I'm saving. Well, even just to get up to a tier 3. And what's my power like difference from the 900k start off point base level?
Okay, so if I was to build a fresh one right now, a fresh auger would come out of the gate at 1 million. Tier 3, you'd be looking at probably 1.5, 1.6 million somewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
like most faction ships, it's not till about tier 5 where they really start taking off in noticeable power.
See, there's the thing I'm noticing there is like if you were to go build your auger from scratch, it shows you up 1 million. Whereas if I go to mine, it's only coming up with 900 odd K.
Well, yeah, that's based on like the research I have, the upgrades I have in my base, things like that.
Right. Yeah.
So I have a little bit of a heads up on you at 36 with some of my stuff complete.
Yeah.
I think most of my stuff is still at 35. Let's see. Mark says, just watch your latest video. I think all the events are coming pay to play. I strongly disagree. He says, even $20 to get good rewards is too much. Strong disagree. And even if you don't, the rewards are great without spending any money in terms of what we were used to getting. But I don't understand the people saying that the rewards are coming crap. I mean, for the level, and this is, I'll pull up 2 accounts because I got 2 accounts active right now. So this is the rewards for me at 36 for finishing this one set of hostile grinding that I'm going to do anyway because I'm doing my faction dailies. So I'm competing this anyway. I'm getting uncommons. I'm getting alliance trophies. And we've got this one that I'm not going to do. This augment hostiles, I'm probably not. But if I was going to, I'm getting a crap ton of steel, which I desperately need, and uncommons and rares. But just to be fair, let's go ahead and hop over to the low level account, level 18, and show that both accounts are getting some decent loot. Let's have our level 18. See my Battle for Glory solo. For my No More Rewards, I'm getting uncommons. I'm getting 2-star, obviously, level 18, but still uncommons, getting a massive chunk of steel. Like, I can't even use this steel for anything at level 18. It's way too much. So it's a good thing. Good payouts. Let's go over to the augments I'm not even doing right now. Once again, great steel payouts, more than I could ever use. Good titanium and ore. So, events pay out way better for free-to-play than they ever have. I mean, that's something that I don't want to list as a negative because we need to continue to push that as a positive. That's something they have done right, is increase payouts for events. And a lot of people complained about the complained about the use of tokens, and they've lowered the token amount. So now you have more raw on there, making more rating and more PvP available for all players. So I have to disagree with you on that one. I think $20 is fantastic because back in the day, you couldn't do anything with $20 in this game except buy shield packs, and you couldn't get any resources. The servers were dry, and that is no longer a big issue.
What about the loyalty tokens? You know, you get your either a 1 week or a 1 month.
I always do 30 days.
Yeah, always do 30 days. You should have your second Devour by now. But if you're doing only 30 days only, I mean, because you get 10 blueprints a month.
10 blueprints, and I'm getting, this is me being up 36, 180 uncommon of each 3-star.
Yeah. I get 34 I'm at, and I get
probably a little
160,
less. Yeah.
160 uncommon crystal gas.
Yeah, it goes up every 2 levels, so. Let's see. We got a couple more here. I gotta make this chat a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Jess says, my Mayflower is the only regret so far, but I suppose I'll chip away at it. Understandable. Cordy says, how's it going? The things you said about the Saladin in previous older videos still valid? Is Hull Breach the way to go, or would a higher level morale or burning set? Morale, a maxed morale crew is going to give you the best survivability, but Gorkon and Hull Breach, especially if you combine that with other things, like Khan, is going to give you the most DPR, so most damage per round. Now, the thing with running a critical build in any MMO, not just this one, but any of them, is you're taking the risk that it doesn't work and you don't hit criticals. If you don't hit criticals, you're going to lose. But if a Gorkon crew leveled up with Khan fights a max morale crew, you should win against that crew. But you might not win every time, because that's the survivability trait of the morale.
A third of the time expected.
Max morale is, if you are a member of the channel, I know a couple of you are, you check out a video, but we did the math. Gregor helped with that, random name, a lot of the other people who do officer training. We put out the actual percentage that you get with shield regen with a max morale. Still not as good as the Enterprise, but it's fantastic. So, yeah. Next up, Rebuild says, I just went to 15 and the rewards are so good. I'd shell out $20 if I had it, but I'm definitely not feeling left out. They're at least double as good. They are. Like I said in my video, this year, you can have the complaints that you've had about things that have happened. I mean, nothing's been perfect. But I said it in my earlier video and I stand by it. The past 5 months have been superior to all of 2019 combined. Everything. Let's see what other questions we got. More questions, so bring them all. Sherry says, did you buy the Elite Pack for your level 18? The only thing purchased on level 18, at level 18 so far, has been the North Star. I have not purchased the Elite Pack because it's based on, what you get initially is based on what level you're at. I love the daily payout of the Elite Pack, but I'm going to wait till at least level 20 so it changes what I get and actually buying the pack up front, if that makes sense. So what you get every day stays the same. What you get up front is dependent on your level. So I want to get to level 20 first, and if I can do that, then I'll buy it. Jay says there needs to be a $50 and $20 for the mud event. The rewards are crazy good. They are. Like, we can go over for both accounts, but you see my battle pass here. Crazy good rewards. I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions of steel. I think it's like 300 million steel is what I'm going to get this month from this. Hey, Romy, how you doing?
If you're willing to grind me that with the mud event, you know, it's $20. You know, even the free to go is not too bad.
Yeah, it's not. So I think if you're looking at that and you take that all into consideration, $20 is nothing. I mean, you'll spend that going out to eat with a date. You're going on a not even a hot date. You're going on a lame date. Spend $20. So stay inside.
Even just buying the stuff to prepare yourself for the date.
Yeah, social distance. Don't go out and buy a $20 pack and be happy. That's all you gotta do. See, Joe says, have you been given any hints on when Borg officers will open for Ultra? I have 14,000 saved for them. I do not. I actually blew through all the savings I had today to get the mud officers. I've got the new augment. I've got 3 of them. I've got 1 of the 3, and I'm really, really close to the second. And I went through 50,000 that I had saved. So now I'm down to nothing. But I'm trying to test out these new crews. I don't know when the Borgs will get added. We do have an idea that it... Okay, so they should get added. I just don't know when. I'm not going to tell you 100% something's going to happen because you know how that is with Scopely. If you say 100% something's going to happen with Scopely, it's like automatically not going to happen now. So we're going to just wait and see. Somebody's going to blow up my phone. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Captain Mark Red Angel. Hey, buddy. How you doing, Mark? My spraying for undercoating on my Enterprise will increase the lifespan of Kirk's son, David Marcus. No. Wow. Yeah, if you can get that Rhino bedliner, spray that Rhino bedliner on there. If the Enterprise would have had the Rhino bedliner, then Khan would not have been able to get them shots off with the Miranda class. Would just bounce right off. They get a good bedliner. Mark says, okay, fair comment on the rewards, but so it should be after Scopely has taken your money. Going back to your recent vid for the amount of bugs in the game, it's a bit of a joke. It's relative, man. I mean, it's you say that, Mark, well, other Mark, but yet this game makes millions a month, hand over fist, and for the most part, the people are happy. The bugs have gotten better getting fixed, and I complained about specific bugs. I mean, I called them out today on iOS issues that have been here for literally a year. iOS 12 came out 1 year ago, and that's when a lot of these big issues started, and still some of them are not fixed. We'll call them out on it, but at the same time, it's not like everybody stopped spending because they're so frustrated. You know, y'all still here, so.
Can't be helped. We're addicted.
Yeah, just saying. I mean, don't blame Red. Next question on the list. And by the way, we got like 15 people on voice. Talk. I can't just leave Kenny the only one talking.
I know. I mean, my Scottish accent can't go that far, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It
All right, let's see what Steve says. He says, as a free-to-play player, I finally got my final badges in the loyalty pack, and I'm torn between using on Nero or Moreau. Which is the best used on? Nero. You don't really need to max out Pike Moreau. You're not going to get that much more. But Nero is going to give you better stats, and you're going to be using Burning later in the game. So
The other thing to remember with your Ro's not there for her ability for the most part. Her biggest use is for the synergy bump for.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not going to change regardless of how high you up.
Mm-hmm.
Or synergy boosts every other officer as well.
James Miller, the Moreau broken thing is when there's max synergy, which you're never going to run anyway. So nobody's running max synergy with Pike Moreau because it makes sense. But that's the only broken part of that combo left that I aware of, and I actually haven't tested that in several months, so it probably got fixed. Just nobody runs that. Definitely, Mark. Gold spinners are worthwhile upgrade on your D4 for sure. Yeah, it will give your D4 plus 5 rep and plus 10 cool. So come on, get it going. Hugo says Moreau works fine. Well, good. I'm glad she's working fine. But when max synergy, she was not.
Level 50, is it not? Whether she doesn't.
See, Grant, what do you think of a board crew setup as 5 as captain with 7 of 9 as officers and on a max Sally? Is there a better setup I should be using? All right, so you're doing 5 as captain with 7 and 9. All right. Yeah, I mean, you're getting a little bit of an attack boost there with 9, 7 secondary. Down of the dang. You got so many officers now, it's ridiculous. You're getting a little bit of a health bonus, not where you're really wanting to focus your Saladin, which is what you want to do is focus on attack. That's where you're adapting over. Oh, never mind, that's defense. So that must be 8. So 8 of 10 is the one that you'd want for your attack power bonus. And then 5 of 10 is captain's ability. Right here, increasing the deflection, armor, and dodge total, increasing your mitigation. Basically, you're essentially building a make my Saladin live longer. Think of it like morale light, but I would definitely run the hull breach and critical setup before I would run this. Jade, I'm gonna mute you if you can put on push to talk, buddy. I'd appreciate it. A lot of clicks.
So, why are some of the packs not offered to people?
Oh man, that's
like
a question for the ages.
Like the Devore pack. You know, I've been trying to get that Devore upgrade pack. And ever since I got the darn thing, I've never been offered the upgrade pack ever. But yet, most of my alliance is.
I don't have that one either. And when you ask customer support, they'll be like, "Yeah, we just offer some things to some players." That is one algorithm I've never figured out. I do not know why some people get some things. I don't know, because I've tried to test it by terms of how much it's been spent. I know how much has been spent on this account. I've compared that to other players, and they have literally spent less and more and still got in the pack. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know why you don't see it. There's something going on where you're getting left out, and I don't know what it is. Sorry, I could not be more.
See how they got the Devore, where if someone paid for it versus someone who grinded the VPs for it.
I grinded for it.
And Rev, you grinded for yours too, right?
Yeah, mine was grounded through a mixture of 30 days and
monthlies
Armadas. So if that's the case, it could be like the Vidar bug was, where if you did not purchase it in the beginning, then the secondary didn't proc on your account or whatever. Because that was the problem with the Vidar. If you bought it, the transwarps weren't procking. So maybe that's how it is. You have to pay for the Devore to get that to proc. I don't know.
Because mine was the Jingle Balls event. I got the 60 blueprints from that, and then, you know, the monthlies, and I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm. Michael says he only gets it on Mining Mondays, and he paid for it, the Devore. Mark, it's okay to be drunk if you're in the UK because it's 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday. If you're Scottish, you wouldn't be drunk at all. You'd be chilling at 2:30. It's starting time.
No, you would you'd be totally fish.
There's our resident Scotsman over there.
Nah, you're alright. You're alright. You kind of wee drink. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Mark. Kenny over here is a Scotsman, so y'all can talk in dialects that we can't understand if you want to come in the voice chat. Sure, y'all can understand each other.
Well, if he's Scottish, so he'll not have a problem, man.
I don't know if he's Scottish or not, but he's from the UK, so I just assume y'all are all together. Welsh, Scottish, North Irish, you're all the same.
No, it's no. It's like a southerner saying to
oh wow,
a country girl like on I don't know.
Don't do that ever again, Mr. Kitty. Next up, Eston wants to know what's the best place to grind out Enterprise prints. You cannot grind out epic ships. Enterprise, Augur, D4 do not drop from hostiles. Okay, correction. They do not drop from hostiles that you can reach. So, Armada boxes, and then buying them in the faction store. Or whipping out the credit card and buying it from the store. So Sorry you didn't get the answer you want. Hugo clarified on the Moreau thing, says it has nothing to do with her level, which didn't think it did. I think it was just a synergy thing. That somebody spreaded that rumor and it won't die. Well, rumors are good, man. It gives us something to talk about. Subster says, does it help if you have more officer stats than 300% need on the ship? So that bonus that the ship is giving you has to do with, depending on what we're looking at, mitigation. The number is important for officer and captain's ability that rely on that number to be magnified. Like, for example, the Spock increasing the shield regeneration or giving shield regeneration based on the defensive stats of the crew. So yeah, you do want to not only max it out, but build on top of that based on the abilities that you're currently using with different officers. Good night, Louise. Shout out from Bogota, Colombia. Why am I grinding explorers? Because I have a Battle for Glory event that I'm trying to finish. This thing. I just use my auger because it's a beast at grinding hostiles. I'm killing 40s because I am also at the same time grinding faction rep. Try to get my Romulans out of the hole. See, I've gone 200,000 in 2 days. So 100,000 a day is a really relaxed pace, but that's the pace I'm going. And I will get my Romulans and Klingons maxed out. Michael says, I just locked Romulan faction. I have a tier 6 Legionary and a tier 4 Centurion and a tier 5 Vidar. I'm going Klingon. Should I skip the D3? Yes, you should. You've already got the Vidar. Go ahead and keep leveling up that Vidar. Use the Vidar. Embrace the Vidar. Let the Vidar be your baby daddy and enjoy it. Don't build the D3 unless you're just a skin collector like me and you want to have it aside to show off to all your friends all the cool ships you have in the 4 docks that apparently can only fit 4 ships. Because on our space station, we don't have the crew to handle 20 ships. We can't do it.
I've got a speed build crew that can do it and, really quick build them. But upgrade them, no.
Hey, Neil Yami. I saw your invoice. You didn't say anything. I don't know why. Maybe you hate me. It's cool.
Hello.
There you are. What's up, buddy?
Neil?
How are you?
I'm good, Sis. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, Neil Yami says it wasn't working. Oh, well, I did see you, so love anyway. Hopefully I can finish this Battle for Glory, and then we're going to switch over to the level 18 and grind over there. Because that's what we do. We grind forever in this game.
Did you finish your Augment Hostiles event?
Nope, I haven't even started. Because when I tried to start, Top Alliance on my server came and killed my auger. So, that being a 700,000 trip repair, I said, you know what? Maybe I'll leave that alone for now.
Any word on
both at the same time?
Any word on what they're going to do with the Borg Armadas section? Because it still shows that I can, even though I did all the trade in, it still shows I can go there and it still shows that I can start one.
No idea, brother. I'm sure it's going to swing back around because if you remember, this arc that we're on right now talks about and includes Borg stuff, this mud thing. So we might end up going back there in a couple weeks. I really don't know their plans. I know it's not going to be something they let die. But they want to use it again. But that's all I got for you. I too still have a bunch of sales to get into that space though.
What you would say is a recyclable content.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, the augments and separatists are recyclable content, and we got them like once a year. So let's see. James says the problem with the Vidar is that it's really tough to get enough nanoprobes to get it past tier 4. Not at all, bro. Not at all. What are you talking about? Vidar is super easy to get leveled up.
Oh yeah.
If you're at tier 4, you should be already hitting level 29s and racking in tons of nanoprobes. You nerds.
You should get fill up their cargo.
My perspective, out of the 3 ships, the Vidar, the War, and the Franklin that have the same mechanic of grind to level them up, Vidar seems like the one that is the easiest to level.
Vidar seems like it was done right. Like it was almost like they were beta testing with the Botany Bay and the Franklin and stuff, and they finally figured it out with the Vidar.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Daryl says, using a Horizon and Yarda to mine data right now with Joaquin and 10 of 10, 4.5 minutes to drain a node, using an alarm clock with a 5-minute snooze to remind me. Wow. Dude, that is hardcore dedication, and I commend you. My server would flip a lid if somebody was doing that.
Yeah. You'd be knocked right off.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing mining without the Botany Bay?
There are a lot of servers that's their row. Like, y'all know I don't really give a flying flip about your row. I think it's a waste of my time. But there are legitimate servers out there like, you cannot mine certain things. And I'll admit, I've killed envoys off Latinum nodes on Mondays before. I'm not waiting for you. Get off. What do you think you're doing? But it is what it is. Reminds me, I need to check my augment faction. I got some more decoded today. Still didn't finish that event. 12 hours.
Hey, Rev, you get my message in Discord?
Yes, probably, but I'm not checking Discord messages right now. Just because I don't have enough screens up. Need more screens. Mark says, this is the first time I've been here seeing a live stream. Thanks you for replying. Well, that's what I'm here for. Am I going to get Augermadas? Augermadas.
Augermada?
Are you trying to mean augment armadas or like augers in space that we fight? Like just a fleet of augers?
Augermadas.
Yeah.
Augermadas.
My original Borg pitch, and I was talking about this last year, and I was telling Panic and everybody, my original Borg pitch was I wanted Borg cubes to actually invade systems and we had to fight them off together. So I'll be here for the auger version of that, like the Romulans. They just have the Romulans declare war, and we have to go fight Romulan ships in different systems. That'd be dope.
Yeah, separate factions against other factions.
I would love that.
Only.
So, Overlords, if you're watching the live stream right now, free ideas. Don't pay me anyway. Next on the question list. Romy says, I have not been getting any drops on level 34 ships. With the drop rate just that craptastic, or do I have to kill higher than level 39 to 40? So as you level up, you need to continue to hit higher levels to get better drop rates. So the closer you get to that level, the lower the drop rate gets. What I've been able to see. Sherry says, for the charged nanoprobes in the refinery, is it worth doing the multiple chests versus the single? Seems like you have to spend a lot more just for one chest. You do. You have to spend way more for one chest. And it comes down to how much you're willing to grind a day. Because the Borg probes are still the way that they are with the level 29s, you can grind out 50 to 70,000 depending on your tier pretty easily. So you can get that second pull a day, but it's only going to give you a second pull. Like, it's not going to give you a magical 5. I do my 1 a day. And honestly, the one that's become the big bottleneck for me is the active nanoprobes for the officers. Because I got officers to upgrade and I don't have enough probes. And it's hard to get them. So, hey Taco Hunter, how you doing? Daryl says our server row doesn't cover types of ships. Overprotected and 0 nodes are valid. See, now I will admit, while I don't enforce a row, and I never will, and I will not try to put myself in that mess again. If you're putting an envoy on a Latinum node on Monday, I'm killing it. Sorry. That thing cannot mine fast enough. It's mining like 200 an hour. Get out of here. Move. And if that makes me a bully, well then I'm a freaking bully. Con modders? Con modders would be cool. Just a whole bunch of cons out there in the space. Yeah. It'd have to be in an augment Mayflower, right? Because the Mayflower in the movie is supposed to be the Miranda class. So he'd have to be in the Mayflower. We do need PvP armadas, David. I agree. And that's something I've been harping on for a while. So don't worry, I'm with you.
But it shouldn't cost it the normal.
And the grinding hostiles here. I feel like I'm stuck. I need to do a mission. Sitting here. Or graveyard. Oh snap. It's in the Enterprise. What about a Horizon on light node? Horizons are more fine for me because a Horizon with its mining laser can actually do a semi-decent rate. And not everybody has a Devore. But everybody who's mining lat typically has a Horizon. I mean, level 26 you get that thing. So that's different than having a level 16 ship on a node. Most of the lat systems you can't even get to with an envoy unless you relocate the base there and then park it. So yeah, most people who do it, I feel like, are just trolling. I don't care. You're not finishing number one in the event to troll me.
Well, the thing is, I mean, if you put a Horizon on a lap mode, that covers it, the whole event. You don't have to leave it there for.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just the main thing is like the envoy cannot finish the event by itself anyway. It just doesn't mine enough. And you don't want to give the super double lat nodes to freaking envoys. So if you can't do it, then you cede to somebody else who can. And people are going to say, well, you're discriminating against people who can't, who haven't bought the Devore. No, I'm discriminating against people who are level 25 and under, who have no purpose on a lat node anyway. Because you don't have ships for it. Go focus on things that are designed for your level. Like, go play with your Kamaris and your Vidars. Go, shoot. Go play with your jellyfish. Get out of here.
You might get sneaky players that want to stay at level 14.
Then if they want to stay at level, well, if they're level 14, they don't have an envoy. But if people want to stay at that level, cool. Accept the repercussions of your actions. You want to be forever 18 or something because you think it's cool? Well, guess what? I'm not letting you play on my playground.
No, but what I mean is that if they stick at level 14 for 6 months, they're going to save up so much.
Yeah.
Like, deal and everything. So when it comes to them going up the levels, they're going to go from level 14 to level 22 in the space of a week.
He says, I'm level 29. Should I hold off on faction miner BPs if data mining is adopted elsewhere? It's a good question because I honestly don't know if that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. Faction miners are a money pit. I'll tell you that. They're great once you finally get them up to tier 5 or 6, but you're going to be putting a butt ton of resources in them. And they all take crystal for some reason.
You mind if I pitch in on that one?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm at level 29, and I have grinded out enough for my first faction miner. But if you feel like you aren't enough on going up to level 30, hold off on that. Get your Botany Bay, mine data, go for that. If you have a Horizon, right in the right officers, that is the best way to go. But if you feel like you want to make the jump to 30, there you go. But the best way to do it is grind out the faction miners with the faction credits. That's the easiest way. Then you can mine the rest of them out with the hostiles.
See, for me, like on my newer accounts, I'm not going to spend any faction points on them because the ships I need the most cost such an absurd amount. Like the Enterprise, that's 180,000 faction creds. And I would rather slow grind and use Horizons or use Armadas and hostile grinding to get the faction miners. Because I've hit enough hostiles to get at least one faction miner so far. I don't remember which one it was, but I've got a couple of them now. Like, I mean, you get to the mid-30s and you've earned several. But because faction credits are still kind of difficult to get, even with the new Borg exchange rate, I would personally not do that. I won't do that on my other account. Kind of personal preference, I guess. Just realizing how much the Enterprisers and stuff cost. You know, you really have to prepare for those like 6 levels ahead. You got to go in saying, hey, I want the auger. Here's how I prepare to get the auger.
Yeah, it all depends on how far you're wanting to progress on how fast. That's all I'm saying on.
It's the same thing with like independent credits. Like, you have to be very careful which officers you choose to upgrade that are augment and org and stuff, because independent credits are still very, very scarce, even with the 2 ways to get them right now.
Oh yeah, I'm saving up on those. I mean, I haven't even touched them. So yeah, but everything else, I've learned how to work my way around events. So I'm actually saving up on my uncommon crystal because these events are so rich on materials that we can use.
Yeah,
I am insanely glad.
Is there any chance that the loyalty chests are going to increase according to level? You're just going to stay.
no idea. Yeah, it's Samino Noster. We have brought up the loyalty chest again, and Panic told me that they're currently reviewing loyalty chests for the badge. Well, they're reviewing badges, seeing other ways to get people badges. But that was a couple weeks ago.
Badges.
The event is certainly good for those uncommons.
David, there is no way to grind out Enterprise faction VPs outside of the faction store, money, or the Armada chest. There's the only ways. There's one mission that gives out like 5 Enterprise VPs. I don't remember which mission it is. You can find an LCARS. There's a mission that gives out Enterprise VPs. A few of them. You cannot grind epics. I keep saying that. You can grind epics, but you got to be in dark space to grind epics. So obviously people who are up there don't need another one. The average people can't grind them. Yami says, please more badges. I've got all my 9 badges from Faction Store. Need more. Yep, I need more too. Like I'm sitting on 2 that I'm saving for Spock, 2 science badges. I need more for other, like I've got Borg officers that need to upgrade, that like my 7 of 9 who needs a science badge.
And that's just for the first level.
Yep.
It's up to level 10.
Steve's asking for intricate things. Steve says, with server merges being slowed down, how about creating a wormhole that takes you to another server? That way people will have a choice to new servers and ready to interact with other alliances. You just made a very complicated mechanic that I don't see them creating, but I love the idea. I would just like them to open up server transfers to everybody instead of relegating it to levels 12 and below. I would just like everybody to be able to jump in.
You talked of,
Can't believe they're not going to sell server transfers because would do that.
Yeah, most people would sell, buy server transfers. They'd buy relocation tokens. I don't know why they don't jump in there.
It'd be like a super server within a server serving the server.
See, Daryl says LCARS bot. LCARS is working. You just have to go to LCARS 2. There was a little spit spat there. We're not getting into the LCARS drama, but you have to go to the LCARS 2 Discord, and that's where the LCARS bot is. You can also search for the information that you want in the original LCARS Discord. So if you use the search feature. Yeah, I am not going to get into the whole drama of LCARS. I'll simply tell you that there are 2 Discords. One, you can search for the information. The other has the bot. Y'all can do whatever you want. Adam says, can you ask Scopely to remove the hijack ships from the Epic Armada chest? Let's not face it, they're not epic. Well, I agree with you. That's based on your level, if I remember right. So they do eventually go away. I am not getting any in my chest at level 36. Yeah, Rebuild. The link is in my Discord, I believe. I'm not actively promoting either of them because I'm just staying out of drama. But if you go into LCARS info, the link to the new channel is posted in there on my Discord. Once again, staying out of the drama. I got enough problems in my life. Let's see what else we got. Is anyone actually interested in the hijack ships? I would say I love them as a skin collector. Are they any good? No. And it doesn't make sense that in the augment store you have to be level 27. Like, why do I have to be literally higher level to get these? It makes no sense.
Not only that, but there's also the plutonium you need to level them up.
Yeah, they literally cost more to level up because of the plutonium. So,
As that, and on 43, I was going to try and get Mayflower to fill in the triangle from 26 to 52, and if I can't go past tier 5 because I need rare plutonium until level 30, it's probably not worth it.
They did add a way to get like 1 rare plutonium a month, so 1.
But I mean that's not gonna begin to do anything.
I'm just saying they threw you a bone. It was a very small, crappy, terrible bone from like a dead field mouse, but it was a bone.
Fair enough.
All right, next up here. What else we got? Marcova says putting the hijack in the faction store is day late and dollar short. I agree, but keep in mind that there are still new servers and brand new players. I talked to multiple players just today who are brand new in the game and are like level 14, 15, 16, etc. So, I mean, there's a person in our voice chat right now that I recognize their name that I think is level 18, brand new to the game, just started a month and a half ago. So, for those people, it's not a day late and a dollar short. Just for us people who've been around for so long, it's pretty long time. Next question. Will they need to remove the 2-star resources as well from chests? I'm actually not a fan of that because I still use those 2-star to upgrade envoys and talas so I can scrap them.
Yeah.
So I am actually not a fan of that. Because here's what they're going to do too. When they remove that 2-star, you think they're going to replace that with 3-star you could use? No. They're just going to take it out. So why? Just take it. Just accept the free. Because they're not going to give you anything better. Just take the free.
It cuts off our way of recycling things, you know.
Yeah. I'm not going to complain about that one. I'm going to say leave that one alone. We can pick another thing to complain about tonight. It's cool. I'm okay with complaining. I love passing on complaints. I love making videos that makes people mad. But that one I'm not going to complain about.
How about do the rewards for level orientation? So whatever level you are, they'll give you a certain reward.
Or
you know,
what?
So I mean, if you go beyond level 32, then why should you need 2-star? You know, you're not going to be using it anymore. So then increase your 3-star and take the 2-star away. But if you still want any, you could give it an option where you go, I'll have more 3-star and just a little less 2-star, or give me some more 2-star.
You're overcomplicating things. Simple.
Options is always good.
Yeah, I mean, we got the cow thing now, so maybe turn it into a permanent event store option like we have now with the Borg stuff. We got a permanent event store to do our points and independent credits and faction credits. Let's see, Tarkova says they should have made the augmented ships of skin and charged money. Who would have made a killing? Yeah, I agree with you. And I've said how many times that if they make a Enterprise, I will get it. But they don't listen. Mark wants to know, has Pike been fixed? Pike's not broken. What is your question about Pike being fixed? He's not broken. Willie wants a Ferengi black market where we can trade or exchange. I want any type of market, no matter what it is or where it's from or what it's called. Any type of market will make me happy. It can be Ferengi. It can be Tholian. Don't care. Just give me a daggone market.
Well, that's the thing. It'll become like a little Star Trek Fleet Command black market of blueprints and shards, things like that.
Let's see.
How much?
What's the best way to get officer experience? I thought I had a lot until I maxed Kumak. 11 million gone. Holy crap. You spent 11 million officers? Wow. Okay, so at lower levels, I used to grind the Separatist systems. The Separatist elites drop really good XP drops. I don't have a quick way to give you 11 million, though. That's something I don't have. Events also pay out a decent amount of XP if you participate in them. It can be hard to win, but events and then a lot of grinding Separatists will give you some decent numbers. I think
faction hunts roll around. Whenever faction hunts roll around, they usually give a lot of officer XP also.
When I was doing Separatist grinding, I was getting 100,000 a day pretty easy. And that was kind of, y'all know me, I'm on a grind, but I'm not going to like kill myself grinding.
I've been getting a decent amount on 39 and 40s.
Yeah, very nice.
Going to do a little augment 3 recruitment 3 pool here. Let's go for a little.
Mark says, was there not a problem with his captain's ability, or did I take the blue pill? All right, so there's no problem with his captain's ability. It works exactly how it's supposed to. It just doesn't. The issue is that it displays with people it shouldn't display with. So Pike's ability only works with combat abilities. But yet if you put like Scotty on your ship, it's going to show that it's better. Or you put Stan on there, it's going to show that there's an increase. That's the issue. It's not with Pike. Pike only works with combat abilities. It's the display that he works with other characters that needs to be fixed. But that's not Pike. That's basically a display issue.
It actually has worked with me for increasing warp speed.
It does not work. It shows it works, but if you actually pick a system, you can't go there.
Yeah, because I mean, I put Scotty on up to a level 38.
No, I'm referring to as warp speed, not warp distance.
Oh, warp speed. I've never tried it with warp speed.
I've gone up to 17.2 warp.
And you timed it before and after?
Yep. There's a little hang up where sometimes I have to reset the game when I enter the system, otherwise it will show me lagging.
Well, that's a completely different thing then. Not sure how many people want to increase the warp speed by using Pike, but I don't. And Hugo's saying that it shouldn't work, that it just messes up the timer. But again, I've not tested that one out.
I liked it early on when I was playing, when they had a speed mining kind of thing where you got to mine double the speed. And obviously, you know, you're getting or I was getting to travel a better speed within. So something that was speeded up. It was early on in the game. It must have been at least last year, anyway. But I like that where they gave it a flash event of everything speeded up. You know, so you know, could speed up your building.
Yeah, that was con repair times and stuff.
All right.
That's been over a year, and that's not coming back. They've made that very clear. That has been asked.
Was that like the augment release? Was that like the augment release?
That's what augment release, and that was to fix a display error caused by repairs back in the day. So that con repair was never meant as a fix for anything. It was meant as a here, use this while we work on this broken display. So.
All right. So that's, I mean, I was like, oh yeah, speeding up the levels now, and
Steven,
you know, that's free to playing at that time, you know. So
yeah, Stephen, no XP abilities work, none of them. On the ship XP abilities, none of the officer XP abilities, they don't work. But play with those if you want.
well, I think T-Lan, my swarm crew,
I mean, yeah, her combat ability works, but her XP ability does not work.
So how are you doing tonight, Rev?
Good. Just working. How are you?
Hanging in there.
That's good.
How bad was the storm last night?
It got pretty heavy. It wasn't too bad. I mean, no like hailstones coming through the windows or anything.
Still enjoyable?
Yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, it would rain 24/7. I love rain more than anything else. I hate the sunlight. I hate bright, sunny, beachy days. Give me rain. Be overcast. It's my dream.
You need to move to Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland or Seattle.
Vampire.
Yeah, I'm a sun worshipper. I love the sun.
Yeah. Courtney says I should live on Ferenginar. I would, because I love me some good Umox. So. Yes.
Pike didn't make any difference to warp range.
What was that, Star?
When I was listening to it, you said that it didn't make any difference putting Pike and Scotty on to increase the warp range.
Correct. It doesn't
It
work.
did work,
Yeah,
sort of.
it shows up. It shows up as if it's going like up 8.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually increase anything.
Yeah, I was able to get to some systems.
That would be the
It would
system
let me
being
get-
buggy then, and not the ability. Because I've tested it live on stream with a bunch of systems. I mean, there might have been a bug where the system was glitching out for you, but that would be an issue with the system's warp range, not because if it was Pike and Scotty, it would work everywhere.
Yeah, it was displaying that I could, and I could get to some of them at that size, but I couldn't get to others. So
did you not get to the one where it goes, oh yeah, it shows that you can get there, but as soon as you click on it, sorry, invalid operation, and not let you go.
All right.
That's why I got it.
Tough to answer your question. LCARs will get updated whenever people get the officers and can start feeding them some information. The first auction for mud started today. On all 3 of my accounts, I'm not going to be able to win mud. I simply don't have enough resources to do it. But I'm going to focus on getting the rares, and then I'll test those out for everybody. And once we get that information, we'll be able to push that in. I don't know if Cortasia and the gang have got any of that yet. I haven't talked to them about it. So I'll try to get the officers in as quick as I can. I've got Pan right now, and I can test them and make sure it works, but they are a crew that needs to be used together. Or whole berserker mentality.
And what's the minimum still, do you think? Or minimum 3-star or 4-star stuff that you're going to need to get?
What do you mean?
Like, you've got to spend 3-star or 4-star material.
Oh, well, that's going to depend on your server.
Yeah.
Usually the auctions go several million points. It just depends. I mean, on our server, the auctions have gone as low as 2 million points was the winner, and other servers it was at 10 million plus. So it just depends on your server and how much people really want to win an auction for a rare character.
Yes, and there are some people that will save up so much to just pounce on it at a certain point. So, yeah, if I look at my server right now, that's what's high.
All right, Daryl. It's interesting how broken officers that work in our favor get fixed, like the critical Borg officers, but broken officers that would benefit us when fixed aren't fixed. Well, we'll say this, and DJ talked about it a little bit on the podcast, that different coders have different priorities, and the people who made the originals, remember those XP officers have been in the game since it was created. The Borg officers are brand new. So the people making that, probably brand new people, and not touching what's not theirs and just touching the new ones. I'm just theorizing here. But, I mean, it's kind of like how the new miners, the Devore, the North Star, all work differently than the original miners because they were built completely differently. So that one could be the reason why they haven't been touched and why they seemingly aren't getting touched, because that group has moved on or they just left it off the board, whatever reason. But I don't know. I did hate that got fixed because that was a great 3 weeks. Fantastic 3 weeks.
On my server, the crew is the leader is at 350,000. So we scored.
Yeah, Mark and Steven,
Is there any
no
way-
XP works. No XP officer ability works. None of them.
I was gonna say, is there any word on any common grade 4 ships?
Nope. I know of. I mean, they have models. They have several models.
You know that, like the augment hostels,
The bounty hunter.
is it actually is it Suliban bounty hunters that you have to hit, or can it just be the ones that are in the augment space, or do you have to wait for the Suliban, the ones that chase you?
Should be all augment hostiles.
Right, because it seems to me that
it's
the
all of
wording,
It's all of them.
yeah, the wording on it seems to me like saying, oh, it should only be Suliban, but are the ones that chase you.
No, it says
But-
both.
Yeah. And it does get annoying. Say you send a Botany Bay in there to mine, and you've got your battleship or your protector ship protecting your miner, If you put your miner on a node, if it was a quiet system and it wasn't so busy, you would have an augment coming after you. You'd send your battleship onto that augment ship, take it out, and then from then on, you're free to mine and your battleship will just get attacked continuously. But with the system being so busy, everybody's attacking all the augments, so you're not going to get that.
No,
just
like I said, it says any of them.
Yeah. So you can't just park your ship in the space and wait for them to attack you either, because you'll have other players going and hitting them anyway that are chasing you. But,
Well, I mean, if you sit in my server, your ship's just going to get killed. So you can't just sit and farm like that.
Yeah. I think your server needs to get a little taste, or come and give my server a little taste of what it's like. This game.
David said, I thought Talon's XP worked if you scanned first like Uhura. Not that I know of, but if you got to go through that much work to make it work, it ain't worth it anyway, David. But I've never had any XP ability work at all, and I've got all of the XP officers. And in 2 years, I can't think of a single time seeing that ability ever proc or being able to trace a difference in XP. David said never said it was worth the effort. Well, I mean, fair. You never did say that. Oh, wrong one. House of Borg. I got so many missions I gotta do. Is there a reason you put Witchy Dry Dock? What? Huh? Witchy Dry Dock? I do not understand what that question is. Stuff says something I miss. I wish they'd bring back is posting those nice little charts that show what the event's running and dates. Yeah, the ones on the boot up. Those are handy little tools. Now that's a decent little thing I could pass on that's not too hard, because that's just the graphics department. Yeah. And I know they make them, like the Borg arc had them. And not all of them got posted, but there were several graphics for the Borg arc.
Which ship? Which ship to the dry dock? Not which. The reason why you put which ship to the dry dock, Sebastian?
No, they're just there. Like, doesn't matter what dry dock they're at.
It doesn't matter if you've got your strongest ship. Like if you've got a miner on your dock 1 and a battleship on the dock 3, does that not count in a battle attack if somebody's attacking you? You not think your third ship will have a better comeback if you've got your miners on at the first dock?
The roulette of how it works in a defense is based on the battle triangle. So, like, if an interceptor is hitting you, like you're basically getting hit with a salad, and your Bortus is going to be the first thing it fights.
Right. Okay, so if you've got a North Star in dock 1, but your Bortus is in dock 3, the Sally is
going to hit the Bortus.
Still going to hit Bortus first.
Yeah. The interceptors are always going to hit the battleship first. The explorers are always going to hit the Saladins.
The battle triangle will always happen that way then.
Correct. Yeah. And guys, if y'all are still watching, I know there's still got a bunch of y'all. Go ahead and drop any more questions y'all have here as we're streaming. We got like 115. Make sure y'all like the video as you're watching. Just watching with me, like the video.
No one is rude to help.
You want the tiny one or a small one?
Oops, don't want to hit that.
Oh. Too quick. Can't read it.
So, what else we got here? I don't see any questions from. Oh. Does Pike work with
Hey, are they gonna?
What's that?
I was gonna say between Wolf and Babel in Federation space, the warp distance between them is 47, but the systems themselves are 40. So if you try to go between them, it routes you all the way around. Are they gonna fix that or just leave it like that?
Leave it.
Are you on
Working
a
as
field?
intended.
You on a
I guess could have figured that much.
space
Yep.
by,
There are several
Yakuza.
places like that where there's unreasonably long
Yeah, especially in the
paths.
hubs between systems. That's always fun.
Yeah.
There's
Like Nikosa, if you want to go, or even like the Yoruba, you want to go to Alpha Centauri, it takes you the long way around.
I call it drunk
Or you want to
nephew.
go to Babel, it takes you the wrong way.
So let's see. We got a couple more here. Grab them. Aaron will say, I'm stuck for speed ups for constructions or any way to get them. Kill hostiles. They drop in hostiles. Or spin Latinum. That's your two options. There's no other way to get a decent amount of speed ups. Lots of grinding. Another question. We got a few of these. Poseidon, on a new account, just reached ops level 17. Want to go dual faction with Fed and Klingon. Any tips? Max out your base, max out your Tala, and buy the North Star at level 18. Remember, your augment stuff starts at 18, so you can get the Botany Bay going.
And be careful what missions you do.
Don't do any missions besides augment missions. Save your faction missions. Save them for later. Need them.
Or do you want to save all the missions until you get locked in a faction and then go for the opposite faction missions so you can then lock yourself in the other faction?
Steve says being able to save preset crews would be good as more and more officers are being released. Save scrolling. This is something that they're supposedly working on, but they've been working on it for several months. No idea when and if that's coming out. But I do know that they've been working on that idea, and it's been talked about a lot in meetings that we've had and in Q&A sessions that we've had with Panic between me and DJ Stream. So we'll see. But I know it's something they've talked about quite a bit. It's something they know about. Hopefully it's something that we actually see that manifests itself in the game as an actual change. Just have to wait. Good suggestion, though. Tell us what's my thoughts on the Dill to G3 change. You mean getting rid of flippers? Thank God. Flippers were the dumbest thing in this game. Along with about 400 other things, but they were the dumbest thing.
It's not right for overnighters.
Overnighters can go cry me a river.
Just park your ship in a dull mine overnight and shoot.
Yeah. I don't know. Ooh. Always take officer. Where's the best place to grind 2-star Explorer parts? Well, depending on what level you are, just go kill any Explorer and hostiles you find. Like I said, depends on what level. If you go into the 20s and stuff, you're going to start seeing 3-star, so keep it semi-low, but 19s and 20s, like, go in Crack Horror and go in Ozha and those systems and have at them. Do they even have Explorers? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Let's see, what's in Zang 19 system? One of these is
Low-level Separatist area works pretty good.
Yeah.
17s.
Zang's got some 19s in there for you, and like you said, some low-level Separatist. Low-level 17s would be, what, Fed Space, that'd be Akalon. They're the ones that have Explorers. They have battleships. There's all interceptors. Never mind. Thinking of the bosses. Anyway. Thomas says, oh, hold on, we got a bunch of questions. Willie, when setting up ships with crew below deck, which is the best? Attack, defense, or health? Depends on what ship you're running. Interceptors, generally attack. Explorers and battleships, generally health. If you're running a specific crew like morale that requires defense, then defense is your most important. So it depends on what you're doing. Generally, attack and health are the best, but if you're running specific loadouts that require specific things to be upgraded, focus on that. So if you've got Spock, then you need to have that defense literally as high as you can take it. Even if that means sacrificing the health of others. Tough also throws in. Oh, Thomas says those are still nodes that flip between difference G3, but the Dill flip nodes are thankfully gone. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about the ones that flip between G3, but there was no point, in my opinion, of having all that ridiculous flipping for a Dill node and then having to wait and having people like me kill you off of it after you worked so hard all night to get it into a crystal node only for me to come steal it from you. Yeah, that was pointless to my opinion. So, Like, people were literally like living in Enthra because that's what they were doing. That's a waste of your time. I helped save your life. Maybe. So speaking of attacking a base with the battle triangle effect, does having a heavy miner in dock help throw a kink in the attack? So miners are a little bit weird, and this you'll notice with the North Star. Miners don't count against the battle triangle, so they can bypass it. And that's why the North Star can like obliterate guns and stuff. But the only advantage you have with a miner is if it has just a lot of health, which means it'll survive longer, which allows the guns to keep firing more. But as you level up, that's not near as effective. Now, the North Star can be super good for base defense early on. But then you get up to my level and you're sitting here looking, well, should I use a 1 million faction ship or should I use a 2 million attack ship? Then you're going to choose a 2 million attack ship. That is a more viable strategy at a lower level play. You know, the teens and in the 20s, you get into the 30s, and that's not as much of a viable strategy. But the main point of the ships is to use their defense to keep the guns up and going, because the guns are where all your DPR comes from. Mark, I said I use an iPad and I crash every 10 to 15 minutes. No, it's an everybody thing. It's an iOS thing. This game has serious stability issues with iOS, has serious memory leaks, and I have no idea if and when any of those will be fixed, my friend. Poseidon says, I heard from a lot of people that the Mayflower is the worst tier 1 faction ship. Is there a reason for that, or is it just BS? Well, I did a video talking about that a little bit. There is some truth to it. The Mayflower is simply not that good. None of the tier 1 faction ships are really that good. But it just doesn't have a lot of damage. It did get a buff to health and shields with the attack update back in November. It just doesn't have that many uses. I mean, a Vocalist is going to carry you just as far as that Mayflower would in terms of attacking swarms. And then better explorers come up literally 2 levels later. The Centurion is a far better ship than the Mayflower. So unless you're just fighting a bunch of D3s, there's not really a big point in the Mayflower. Yeah, just talking with my friends, they said they need a catch basin for all the memory leaks. Yeah, this game is pretty bad. I think one time I tracked it, had over a gig. Yeah, it's bad. But I don't think they're going to ever fix that. Next up. Bastions, have you seen there's a G3 gas in ROM space in Rami? Have not, because I don't mine that often. But I don't mind gas. Let's go take a look. And I haven't even been there yet. Look at there. Warp range of 40. I'm not wasting the ship. I'll take your word for it. Send a screenshot if you want. Drop it in the Discord. Prove to me that you're not a liar. Walk across my swimming pool. That for me.
No, it's true.
Let you go free. Okay. Sorry, Jesus Christ Superstar got stuck in my head. My bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man. Sometimes you just have a little Android-led Weber. Mr. Andy says, I hope you know how many people you make happy. Well, hey, if I make you happy, that makes me happy. Any word on a bonus refinery? No. But I did pass along, as I was requested to last week, that y'all want a bonus refinery. I'm pretty sure DJ's talked about it. They know y'all like bonus refineries. No idea when, if, or where that's coming.
They're not saying.
Doing missions right now. See, we get more questions. I like answering questions. Carl says, I got lucky and pulled Zao, only tier 1. I'm Ops 27 and a tier 2 Kirk, so I haven't much use for him yet. In your videos, you seem to like him. When, how much should I use him? Rank 3. When you get Zao to rank 3, that's when you really want to focus on using him. So just keep saving up. Be glad that you got him. He's fantastic, but rank 3, that's when he's going to become very, very good. And then after that, he becomes wicked. Next question.
Can we exchange our augments for badges, or even some buy off?
I mean, that'd be nice, but we'll just have to wait and see. They said that they're looking at ways to do more badges. We'll see. And Andy, I was never necessarily anti-Intrepid. I simply said what it does good and what it does bad. It is a terrible starting firing pattern, which means it takes extra damage for no reason, but it's great for farming hostiles. It's just not good in PvP for that reason. Now I've got, tier 8 Intrepid, so at tier 8, yeah, it's going to beat up on a lot of things, but you spend so many resources to get it there. You're talking about over 1 billion trit and stuff, not to mention the uncommons that you're going to need. It's just not as good as the other three. It's the weakest of that class's group, but still not terrible. But in my opinion, it's the weakest of the three.
How much
It's an Armadas, though.
Yeah, I mean, it can
How
survive.
much 4-star material?
What?
How much 4-star material can you pull in from it?
I don't know, because you can't recycle those until in the 40s. You gotta be level 40 or 41 or something to recycle Intrepid Burrell, that is.
Probably higher than that because you have to be 42 for the 28 ships.
Yeah, there you go. So that means it's probably 44. I mean, it's in LCARs.
Probably.
I just don't have the answer.
Well, I think what I was trying to say is that if you go out with that ship battling hostiles, what kind of blueprints and things can you expect?
I mean, loot doesn't drop based on your ship, so it's going to get the same loot as anything else. Yes, I am speed clicking through missions, everybody. I'm sorry. No bad voice acting right now. The guys on our server are doing well with all the swarms of enterprises and jellies. Random statement. I don't know what that's referring to. Josh, does anyone know the bonus refinery is a myth from before time, the long time ago? I think the last one we had was 5 weeks ago, and then before that we had one in January. Yeah, it's before.
We've had two one-day ones since the Borg started.
Yeah.
At one point in the middle of the Borg arc, they said there was not going to be a bonus refinery until the Borg arc was over.
Yeah. Now it's over.
We had the 2 one-day ones after that, but.
I know one. How you doing?
Is this mud event only lasting a week?
No. Mud event's going to last 28 days. Or 20 more days, I'm sorry. 21 more days. Check your battle pass. See the Outlaws battle pass? 21 days left. Yeah, a high level Intrepid can take on a low level Enterprise, but you know what's better against that low level Enterprise? The Burrell. Burrell's amazing. Amazing. The only drawback to the Burrell, it sucks up all the gas you need for your Enterprise. But it's amazing.
I find it strange that locked in Augment, yeah, fully. I'm locked in Romulan. I'm only consort in Klingon. But still in Federation, I managed to grind my way up to get 83 Saladin blueprint. And that's without being ever like any friend with Federation at all.
I mean, you can full grind an entire ship if you spend the time.
Yeah, well, I'm only like 17 blueprints short, so.
Tom says, any info on the Borg tab that is still setting blank? Nope, no info. Nothing we can share. So, just leave you sit down in the dark on that one. Besides this, do they ever do events for low-level players? The Borg event needed around level 24, and this needs 28. Well, to be fair, most of the game, that is low-level. But they did do the Borg arcs let you participate in the teens. So most of the higher-end stuff in the event is going to require a bigger level. But they have been letting people participate. And because there was a time where events would come out, and if it was 28 plus, then there's literally nothing to do if you were lower level. At least now they're giving a little bit. But I mean, most of the game base is in the high 20s, low 30s by now. You do still have some new servers where there's new people coming into the game, sure, but in general. And yeah, kid, ask whatever question you got. posting random screenshots of the gas node in Romy because they wanted to show me, I guess. It does exist. It does exist. Unless y'all are photoshopping me and trolling me. Are you? Willie says there's one ship at every tier that is a head and shoulders above the others. Salad and Burrell Enterprise. Okay, I used to agree with that. That's no longer head and shoulders. Like the Saladin is not head and shoulders better than the Centurion and the Bortus. It is better. Burrell is head and shoulders above, and the Enterprise is, but it's not every tier. And when they made the attack update, it made everything a lot closer. I mean, the Augur will eat Enterprises too. And a lot of high levels fight Enterprises with their Augur. The Enterprise is ridiculously strong. You're right. Cordy says, I must be on a new server. Most players are 15 to 19, and he's level 28, and the 50th most powerful. Probably. Yeah, I mean, they launch new servers every few months. So, like on my server 43, that's only been out like a month and a half, maybe 2 months now. I think a month and a half. Yeah, it's pretty low level still. But you gotta remember that there are over 80 servers, and most of them have been around since the game launched November of 2018. Poseidon says, I was playing on an old server, but had made so many mistakes and made a new one. Lucky for me, everyone's new on that server. No, look, you have a lot of fun playing on those servers. Like, right now I'm grinding out the main because I'm just doing some missions to play catch up, but I'm having a lot of fun on my server 43 account. A lot of fun.
Hey Rev, in your last video, you said there was a wall that the whales were running up against. What level was that wall?
You mean wall?
Where it's basically impossible to advance. I mean, it is. I mean,
no, I said that it
would be possible.
There's a rating wall right now. There's a bug in a couple of researches that make rating problematic. I mean, in terms of a wall, there's basically every level at 40 plus is a wall. You're spending thousands to go up and do stuff.
Content wall.
Is there a level where it just like dramatically increases, or is it just basically steady throughout the advancement?
It gets steadily pretty wealthy. Yeah, it's I know the Tribune Enterprise A costs about 10 times to max what the G3 ships do. So just throwing numbers out there, if you spent 20 grand to buy and max the Enterprise, and you would be doing 200 grand to do that to the Enterprise A. Just blanket statement in theory. I mean, it scales pretty high once you start getting into the 40s, but the scale, even though it's extreme, is pretty consistent. Yeah, Logan, there's plenty of people who've gotten level 50. They have way thicker wallets than me. Very thick wallets.
He's got to go money. They've already got bots now.
Highest free to play is, gosh, 33, 34 right now that I know of. Grant, I'm in the Alliance END on server 43. I'm the Pirate King. Willie, I hate the new mining rates in augmented space. Made a video about it. I think it's stupid. Needs to increase a good bit. Roland, I never Twitch on Thursday nights. Wait, what's tonight? Saturday night. I don't Twitch there either. So, yeah, YouTube. Yeah, it's all my days are mixed up. Don't have kids, everybody.
Sunday morning, Sunday night talk.
They should just add a 0 to the end of those augment nodes.
Yeah, I mean, just increasing it by 3 or 4 times, where it was 60 seconds, would be a tremendous upgrade. So,
it just means that you've got to manage your miner in between trying to hit your chasers. A lot of finger tapping, but
okay, I think I've finished. We're going to just back up here on the missions. Got a few. Finish my Battle for Glory, switch over, and work on our low-level account now. Do the attack dailies, and then I'll leave the Federation miner alone. I do the Romulan mining, so that I can keep up a little bit in the points, because if you're killing Klingons, you're getting 2 to 1 fed to Rom. So
Are you imagining to get your level 18 swarm at that level?
Need to do my swarms. Yeah, I haven't done swarms. Now that I've got the North Star, the swarms can actually be done decently. Trying to catch you. See, I rushed all my defenses and stuff so I can get up here.
Franklin.
That goes says, which
I'm
two
having
factions?
trouble finding your handle.
I put it. So if you go to the general chat here, I had Smee put it up for you. So just click the link.
I got it. I had 2 letters backwards.
Yeah, sweet. It's also in the description of the channel if anybody else wants to donate. Next, in terms of answer your 2 faction question there, Lego, I would go right now Federation and Romulan. Romulan's got probably the best ships overall, and you got the best officers in the Fed side. Now, that could change a year from now. But, like, if you were to say, if I go from 0 to 50 right now, what are the 2 best? Romulan and Fed. DJ, what's the highest on the new server? Okay, hold on 1 second. We will go take a look.
I am 3.7 million away from locking the ROMs.
Oh, so we got a guy named Johnny Sacco who has killed 1 player, has 10 million power on my new server, and is level 36 just like my main. That's sketchy. And he's an alliance of 1 with no description. I don't know if I believe that's a real person, but I do know that this person's real. Mike Ermatrot in Mad, he's real. He's at 8 million with 34. The Johnny Sacco, that's sketch. So Romby, thank you for the $10 donation for the roof. Appreciate it. Now we just need 11,999 more people to do it. Thank you, sir. I'm killing traitors. You see I get 10 and 4. Lego says, rip, I'm fed Klingons. Like, there's nothing wrong with fed Klingons. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Good.
I mean, you can still work on the whole breach crew. So. Poseidon just retracted all of his comments. How dare you, Poseidon? What were you hiding? Real men don't delete comments.
As far as dual faction goes, one thing that I would recommend, I think Romulan would need to be one of the. Mine is one of the factions because you have the 2 low-level neutral systems that are flippers. One is gas ore, one is ore. You can use 1 node to get both.
Yeah. Flippers are nice. Well, as long as they're G3.
Makes it a little bit easier to.
Yeah, they're just like
killed the flippers.
Rather than
They killed the lithium flippers. They didn't kill the regular flippers.
Oh, right.
The nodes that flip from gas to ore are still there, but let's see.
Pants is not trousers. Pants is not trousers in Scotland. Pants is
You
pants.
keep her laughing even with your pants on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we're on YouTube. We don't typically.
Us Scotsmen don't play. We don't wear pants under our kilts.
Usually, I don't do anything unless it's on Twitch. But I mean, if we get out the $10 donations, we might just have to get a little fancy. So, Godfar says, check general chat on your Discord. I posted the strongest on 41. Cool. I'll check it out a little bit later. Steven says alcohol is broken. Wow. Laromi says you assume he's wearing pants. I actually am wearing pajama pants right now. How dare you assume that I'm some, uncircumcised Philistine running around in my loincloth? You don't know me. Don't know me at all. You're the uncircumcised Philistine. Carl says with the new augment officers putting hull breach on yourself. Hold on, Kenny.
Biscuits.
Carl says with the new augment officers putting hull breach on itself, do you know if it's the same hull breach as an opposing player would put on you? Would they interact in any way? I'm going to assume yes. I honestly don't know. I haven't got to test it out. I do have the first officer that I have to test. I've not tested it, nor am I probably testing it tonight. I will work on that tomorrow. That's more of a Sunday job. There's a lot of other things that I've got to work through, like fixing the end credits of my video that decided to break and take a huge dump. You might know a graphic artist and graphic designer who likes Premiere Pro and likes doing work for cheap that's really good quality? Maybe?
I might.
Well, if you might, let me know. Tony says, are the Borg officers going to drop in the regular recruit chest? Now the Borg arc's done. That is going to come at some time. That's what we've been hinted at, I guess. But I don't know when that actually is. So wait and see. Wait and see. Hurry up and wait. It's the Scopely way. Stop lagging. Thank you.
Do a lot
Is
of
there a
mining.
time
while you're
frame on the
waiting.
next new ship?
The next new ship? No, I have no idea what the next new ship is. And our meeting last week got canceled, so I haven't talked to the overlords in a couple weeks. Steven, I know what you're saying about Section 31. You're not getting Harrison. I've told you people. You're not getting Harrison. And why do you want the shakedown crews? They don't even work.
Apart from Pike and Monroe.
Yeah, I mean Pike and Moreau. Pike and Moreau are available in every way right now.
The common of shakedown crews and auxiliary crew are not anywhere found.
Yeah, they don't work anyway, so why would you want them?
Novelty.
I mean, Jabilo, I would assume works, but like Hadley, he don't work. I've got Hadley on my main account. He don't work. Why would you want him? Grant, the number one player on this server is, I don't even think they're a real person, if I'm being completely honest. Some dude named Johnny Stocco in a one-man alliance with 10 mil power. That seems very sketch. He's only got one kill. I mean, look at this. He's got one kill. 1,700 alliance helps, maybe. 7,000 hostiles kill. I mean, that's a lot of money to drop and only kill one person, though. I don't know. That seems a little sketchy to me. But there's definitely been 900 missions collected. Maybe he's real. I don't know. It's all by his lonesome, though.
0.07%.
Lego, I'm not allowed to answer that question. I can't tell you why Harrison works or doesn't work. That's I can't tell you. Sorry. Not allowed to answer. Please accept my apology.
Quick question. I'm trying to get a hold of Pike. Other than praying to the RNG gods, is there any other way of speeding it up?
You could date a Scopely employee.
My wife wouldn't like that.
Maybe she would. Have you asked her?
That's us to know.
If you watch, I mean, like, we got all these polygamy shows and stuff on TV now. Do you honestly know if she'd have a problem with it? You asked.
I've better double check.
Bring her in here. We'll ask. Bring her in. Come on. We'll talk to her about the pros and cons of polyamory.
They're wondering if I could marry a Stokely employee to get some goodies.
What's my best Enterprise crew? Josh, it depends on what I'm fighting. Like my best generic Enterprise crew is this one right here, which is Kirk, Khan, Zhao. If I'm fighting a jellyfish, I'm actually going to kick out Kirk and put Yuki as captain and then put Kirk and Zhao. It just depends on what you're fighting. If I want to fight hostiles, I'm going to use the advanced hostile crew of Pike, Moreau, Talon for like my swarm hunts. It just depends on what you're doing. But this is my go-to generic one, which is for armadas, PvP, stuff like that. I did have a log. I don't have it anymore, but I had a log of me beating jellyfishes with that crew. Actually, Willie says he's on server 157. Not sure how to find out, but the strongest player is 27.7 million power, and the biggest ship is a 5.7 mil jelly. Wow, that's pretty decent. Everybody says, Rev, is it worth to spend ultra credits on the time on the the times 2? Yes and no. As long as you are cognizant of the fact that, hold on, got distracted. Got to pull here. Yeah, I got to hijack Legionary out of a chest. Woo, freaking who? So if you remember, just the only way to get these is like the Navi, Pon, and Rima plus the Augment Store, but you cannot get a full pull with times 2's chest. That's a big thing I think a lot of people miss. You cannot get a times 2 here. So bear that in mind. You can get a full pull from a regular Ultra. So you get a 5% chance to full pull. Cannot get one from a times 2. So that might weigh into your decision. Mr. Andy says, do you think you'd ever be able to do a video on advice of lower deck officers? Sure, I can. Yeah, all that information is out there. But if we need a video, people want a video, well, I guess the people will get a video. We need to switch back to the other account before I get distracted and not finish that day. Distracted me.
Yeah, I think the bottom crew is underestimated in some aspect of the game. You can put a like low level crew in with a high level bridge crew and still be able to you can make a difference. Whereas if you've got the wrong bridge crew and a big high level bottom crew, it will show you more power on your ship, but won't have the effect.
Aside,
would be good.
The power of my North Star right now is about 30,000 in dock. It is tier 3, and depending on how much raw resources you have, you can get it to about tier 3 pretty easily in a day. Tier 4 and 5 is where it starts wanting uncommons from 3-star, which you're going to struggle with a little bit at low levels. Here, I'll pull up the repair real quick. And then, so tier 3, I've upgraded one part, which is the shields. We're at 33,000. I'm not leveled it up yet, so as the XP gets higher, you're going to see my health go up, which will help. But this is about where you can get a day 1 without a little bit more raiding and stuff, which is not problematic. Just go out and raid. Don't be lazy. Go raid. But you'll see here now at tier 3, still sitting on most of the commons and everything, and then we get a little bit of uncommon in the cargo bay and the mining laser that we have to start using. So a reason to buy that choice pack or the elite pack there on the weekends. Just blow $100. Don't go to the bar. Spend your time in the game on the weekend. All right, here's what we're doing. We've been going 2 hours on the stream. Y'all can come to the Discord. Come hang out with us in the Discord. I'm going to wrap it up because I need to grab a bite to eat and all that fun stuff. But question and answer has been fun. Remember, tomorrow is Sunday, which means we should be streaming on Twitch at, about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, so 2 hours behind us. So this is 10 o'clock my time right now. So about the same time this one started, we'll have one started on the Twitch channel tomorrow night. Link for that is in the description below. If you enjoyed tonight, had your question and answer, down in the description below. Make sure you hit a like. Michael says, do you not believe me when I tell you that Zhao is pronounced Zhao? I believe you when you tell me that Zhao is pronounced Zhao. Thank you, good sir, for the proper appreciation. Love y'all. Who dat? God bless. Live long and prosper. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you tomorrow night. And come join the Discord because we're all in here.
And that's